at my video. Hey guys, welcome to the Harry I can't talk tonight. The Creed Family Podcast number 3, and I made this video for Harry Potter. I'm gonna play it for you. So here it goes. I'm gonna take us off, okay? Hey, and welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the video. I didn't realize how many characters were in Harry Potter, so I tried to get as many of the main characters in as I could in the video, and then I was looking for some I tried to get also some minor characters. So welcome in, and thank you guys for joining us. Aaron, thank you so much for coming. I know you haven't been feeling well, but thank you. Andy, Anya, hi. I almost said Andy again. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. So we have been talking about we've been talking about different podcasts we wanted to do, and in our group, we all voted a Harry Potter. And so we're going to talk about the movies, the books, and any questions that you guys might have. Tag someone that you like Harry Potter. Share this in any group that you like that you're in for Harry Potter. Bryce, I know you're in some Harry Potter groups, so tag some people. I tag some people that like Harry Potter. And we're just going to jump in. So the first question that I wanted to ask everyone is, why do you like Harry Potter? So I'm going to just start with Bryce. You can tell us a little bit about why you like Harry Potter, and then we'll jump to Will. And I've got a bunch of questions, a bunch of look, tons of stuff that we could talk about in the chat. Give us some questions and join in.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Why do I like Harry Potter? Oh, geez. I was 11 when I started getting into Harry Potter. Same age he was in the first book and the movie. So it connected to me as a child. I love fantasy. I love sci-fi. I love all that kind of stuff. But Harry Potter holds a special place in my heart because it was literally the first book series that I read. Started off with Sorcerer's Stone, went up to Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, all of those. And it just dug something in my heart that I hold dear. I'm a fanatic. I love collecting the wands. I love watching the movies. I love reading the books. Even as a 27-year-old adult, I still love all of it. And it's just stuck with me since I was 11 years old.
Awesome. Thank you. I had myself muted so that there wasn't any background when you're talking. Will, please, why do you like Harry Potter so much?
Oh God. Well, I like Harry Potter because I got into it when I was in school. My grandma had me buy the first two on paperback, and here's the thing. I did not read those yet. I did not read. I swore never to read any of the books until the whole series was completed, and all on paperback. So I read. So at first I watched all the movies, see how they are, and here this is a true story. Just before the final part, the first part of the final movie came out, Deathly Hallows just came on paperback. So I had to go into the store on the day it came out just to get it. And as soon as I got it, I started to skim throughout the entire series.
I remember
just before. Just before the first part of the movie came out in theaters, and I read it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember going to Borders when Borders was still a thing. My mom took me to the midnight premiere of Deathly Hallows book, and she bought the book for me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So my story was I was working at a camp, and I never heard of Harry Potter before. And it was when the fourth book came out, The Goblet of Fire, and everyone was reading it. And I was like, I was like, what is this? And everyone was like so excited for it. So I didn't start reading it then because I didn't have any of the books, but later I started reading it. And that was like by the fourth book came out. That kind of gave me a little hope. It gives me a little hope as a writer that I wasn't interested in it until the fourth book. Like I didn't know about it until the fourth book. So it gave me a little hope that like maybe my books would someone will like my books at some point. And Anya says that she likes the magic in the books.
My gosh, the magic in the books and the movies are so spectacular.
Yes.
I know you have wands. You are a collector of wands.
You mind if I show some of them off?
You have them with you?
Oh, yes. I have them in a little box right here.
Okay. Go for it. Show us your wooden sticks.
They're not wooden. They're made out of metal resin.
Okay.
So the
I'm
first
sorry.
one,
I always make fun of Bryce
yeah.
for the
So
wands.
the first one is Harry Potter's official wand. This was made from the Noble Collection, $30 a piece, and it's very sturdy, very good, and I love it. The next one is also from the Noble Collection, and it is Draco Malfoy's wand from the series. Um, and I'm sure, as we all know, Harry Potter took his wand in the Deathly Hallows. Now, this next one
Hey, Stacy, welcome in.
is from Fantastic Beasts, the movie, not the book. The book was a stupid screenplay, but this is Percival Graves' wand from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Now, the last one I'm showing off is a Harry Potter shop exclusive from the United Kingdom. It's based off of the Ravenclaw diadem, and it looks super cool.
I have never seen that one. Did you just get it?
Yeah, I got it like 2 weeks ago. It cost me $30.
I got one too.
Oh, you got one
too? I didn't know that.
This wand, it's actually a part of my, this came from Christmas. This is what I got from Christmas. And it comes with a piggy bank. What it is, I'll show you what I got right here. Oh, dang it.
Oh my gosh.
Here's how I'm going to show you. See this? You do this. It's a magnet. Hold on. God dang it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And then you do it, and you do it right there to close it.
Sounds good, Stacy. Cool. I see. Anya says she has books and some Harry Potter Lego and a new Funko Pop. I don't have anything. God. I just have the books.
Speaking of Lego,
I just have the books.
Have you seen how much the Hogwarts Lego set costs?
Too much.
Like over $1,000, something like that.
Like I said, too much.
Legos are expensive, so.
Oh yeah, I remember the original $20 for a set.
I'm gonna find my question.
I have the original play sets of Harry Potter. These are non-Lego, but they're all in boxes, not to be touched. Some of them could be, worth to like God.
Yeah,
so much money.
I know the books are really I know Legos are really expensive. Like Anya said, they're over $200. Stacy says she has Hermione's wand when she went to the Wizarding World for the first time. I want to go there.
I've never been there. I
want to go there too.
I want to go there before I die.
Me and my grandma. Let me tell you this. This is a true story. My grandmother is a huge Potterhead. And she has all the books in hardcover, including the Cursed Child. She's got the unofficial cookbook. And
I have that too.
That was my
book. Is it the purple?
Okay, well, I have it now, so it's in my cookbook collection above the stove.
Yeah, and then she's got also all the movies. She's also got coloring books and Fantastic Beasts. I forgot to tell her that the next Fantastic Beasts will come out next year. Hi.
This is my
little. I've heard that too. Munchkin. They released the official title, Secrets of Dumbledore. So
yeah,
it should be.
It has the official title. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping
Anya
for.
said she went to Diagon Alley in Universal Studios, Florida, and had a butterbeer mug.
What exactly is butterbeer?
There is a recipe for it somewhere, and I'm not really sure, but she has a mug. Okay, so here's my first question. Are you ready? My second question, because I already asked 2 questions. Number 1, I'm going to tell you what house I am in. Can you guess? Everyone knows, right?
I can guess.
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
Yeah,
I'm a Hufflepuff. I'm a Hufflepuff. All right. So, Bryce, what house are you?
Give me a quick minute because I forgot. I'm going on the Pottermore website.
Oh, Sean said he's Slytherin.
Of course he is.
I'm a Hufflepuff. I'm definitely a Hufflepuff.
Oh, okay. So according to wizardingworld.com, I am in Ravenclaw.
No, you're not. You are
Yes,
not a
I am.
Ravenclaw.
Yes,
You
I
are
am.
not.
I am.
No, but
And
it's not about like what it's not about like what this site says you are. What are you?
truthfully, I think I want to say I'm a Gryffindor, but I would probably be a Slytherin.
I think everyone, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna invite Stacy. Give me 1 second. So yeah, so that's what you have to look at like who you actually are. You know, like all the websites, depending on how you answer. You know,
Yeah.
Anya says that she's a Ravenclaw. Sean, what
Raven.
actually were you? Like, what do you really feel like you are? What do you really feel like you are? Okay, so Sean's a Slytherin. So how did a Hufflepuff and a Slytherin get together?
I don't know.
Will, what are you?
Hey, at least he didn't call you a mudblood.
Well, first of all, according to Pottermore, here's a true story of that. I wanted to be a Gryffindor.
Everyone
But
wants to be a
Pottermore
Gryffindor, but you know what? Hufflepuffs have heart
and friendship.
and friendship and heart. And yes, I'm a Hufflepuff.
Well, okay. Okay, first off, on Pottermore, according to Pottermore, I'm a freaking Slytherin.
You're not a Slytherin.
But here's what I am. I am a Gryffindor. I truly am a Gryffindor at heart.
I feel
They're
like
brave.
you're more a Hufflepuff too, though.
You want to know why I say I'm a Slytherin?
You have ambition.
Because I have a lot of people outside of my small circle of online friends and stuff. I have a lot of people who think I'm sneaky.
Slytherins are.
You are.
Slytherins are prideful
yes, you are.
and ambitious.
Slytherins do whatever they need to do to get to the end goal they want. It doesn't have to be bad. You know, like it could be like a good outcome, and they do whatever they need to get to where they are. Stacy, I just sent you the link.
You know, Slytherin actually does get a bad rap just because
they Hufflepuff. They come out all like do, but they're not. We're not.
Yeah.
Here's what I learned on Pottermore with Slytherins.
Hufflepuffs are loyal. We value friendships. I'm going to add Stacy in. Hey, Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
Hey. I'm going to ask. Hey. Let me moderate, Will, so we can all not talk over each other.
I'm sorry.
Stacy, what house do you belong in?
Slytherin.
You're Slytherin, so Sean. I'm a Hufflepuff.
Gryffindor.
We're just talking about how Slytherins get a bad rap.
Yeah, Slytherins get bad rap because they've had Death Eaters and freaking Lord Voldemort in Slytherin. Like, come on.
Yeah, well, but according to
Ravenclaw could, you know, and I guess Hufflepuff is loyal. No, Ravenclaw is loyal. Hufflepuff, I don't know. I just, I'm Hufflepuff. Definitely a Hufflepuff.
You're definitely a Hufflepuff.
Here's the traits of all the houses. Gryffindor.
Okay, let's go over that. What are the traits? Go ahead.
Okay, Gryffindor. First off, Gryffindor. Brave, leadership, and defensive. Slytherin, ambitious. Slytherin, ambitious. I would say cunning. And
what did you just share in the chat?
Always
it's a Harry Potter group called Potterheads all over the world.
Yeah, but you're supposed to share the podcast to that group.
Oh,
yeah, you hit share and you shared this on their group so they could join us.
Okay, sorry.
I thought I explained this to you before the podcast.
Probably not that through. Okay, now for Hufflepuffs. Loyal, friendly, and honest.
I think that's me.
And Ravenclaw, smart and intelligent. Intelligence and perseverance, I think of. Because I know Ravenclaws are supposed to be intelligent people.
Yeah, I read something that said according to J.K. Rowling, Hermione originally was going to be a Ravenclaw, but I guess the Sorting Hat picked something else up on her and sorted her into Gryffindor.
Well, she's the writer, so she could choose to have them go wherever she wants them to go.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I mean, that's that's how it works. So I always thought, I don't know, for me,
sorry.
Anya says, I just sent her a link to join us. She says Pottermore says she's a Ravenclaw. But she thinks she's more of a Hufflepuff. I
don't
never
take
did
every quiz they give you. I take every quiz, took every part, even Pottermore quiz, and it says I was a Slytherin each quiz.
I forget what my Bryce, you might remember what mine was. I took the quiz and I was I believe
you were Hufflepuff.
Yeah, I'm always Hufflepuff, but I think I even got the Badger as my how do you say that? How do you say that word? Patronus. My Patronus was a Badger. But later it became a cat, which I'm good with because my cat's around here somewhere. So yeah.
What a coincidence!
On Pottermore, my Patronus in Pottermore was a bobcat.
Interesting.
What's up with cat Patronus? It's like
cats are awesome.
My Harry Potter OC. Guess what his Patronus would be? A dragon.
Oh, that would be sick.
A dragon, like a big giant dragon.
I roleplay Luna.
Of course you
Luna. Oh my god, I like Luna, but the way she says "We're nargles." No, I have no idea. Just ignore her.
So mine should be a dog.
Oh wait. I didn't see.
Do we have a dog?
Hello, welcome in, Anya.
Anya.
Hey, Anya or
Anya.
Anya.
It's echoing.
I've always been pronouncing it as I aim.
Hang on.
So my next question, okay? Which Deathly Hallows would you choose? It says, another question that will really get into the mind of a person you're asking, and one Harry Potter fans have been debating ever since the introduction of the Deathly Hallows in the final book. Which one would you choose? The Elder Wand, which makes you invincible. The Resurrection Stone, which can return a lost loved one. Or the Invisibility Cloak, which can protect you from death. Of course, we know that the parable plays out. We know the dangers of the Hallows and how they can ruin one's life. But if somehow it's possible not to debate their merits, which one would you choose?
That is a very, very, very good question.
I have a lot. I wrote a lot of. I took some time writing some questions out. Oh. She said she's gonna be in and out. I think she said something was echoing.
Okay.
So.
That's a good one and it's a hard one.
It is a hard one because I don't know what I would choose, to be honest.
Be honest, I don't want invincibility. I don't want.
Notice his beard is. I gotta redye his beard. It's like blonde now again.
Be honest with you, I don't want the wand of invincibility because then everybody's gonna be coming after you. You're gonna have people on all sides trying to kill you. Second, the Resurrection Stone can easily be lost. You can't find it again. You can set it down somewhere and forget about it. I would think I would choose the invisibility cloak because when you're at the last stage of your death, you then hand it down to your heir, your next of kin. And then they can hand it down as well, shielding themselves from the arms of death for long periods of time.
Okay, that's interesting.
But then there are people who can see through the cloak.
I kind of want a cool one.
I have to go with visibility cloak. Because I have to go with visibility cloak because if I had one, a 4-year-old of my 4-year-old now who would find it and use it all the time. Hiding like he normally do when he come over here.
Yeah. It would be, I mean, if I was a kid, I would want the invisibility cloak. You know, like if I was like Harry Potter's hi Ryan, and I was walking around the castle, I would want the invisibility cloak. Now, as an adult, I'm getting petted now. I kind of want the wand. I think that having that power, but see, the Puff and me would probably still want the invisibility cloak. Could you stop petting me, please? Thank you. Aaron, it's okay. I know you're not a fan, but thank you so much for showing up and supporting us. We love you. Oh, Will,
Yeah.
what would you choose?
Oh, God. Well, something tells me I would actually have the wand, but yeah, I don't want anybody to go after me for that power. But if I would choose, I would have to choose the invisibility cloak because I would have to protect someone from someone evil and such. And I do like that in Harry Potter that it can fit like 3 or many people, which is freaking cool. Anya. What type? Sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear half the things because I got distracted. Sorry.
I know. I got my dogs barked. They start barking, so I had to mute too.
So Anya,
the invisibility cloak. For the simple matter of even when I'm not there, I can watch over everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I can catch people talking about me. I can, just there's so much you can do with the invisibility cloak. You can be there or not be there.
Be a fly on the wall. See, I kind of want that, but I kind of don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't want to know what happens when I'm not there. I don't know.
I do. I'm a nosy person.
Me too. I am too. Would you stop petting me? Could you stop petting me?
I kind of am a nosy person as well.
Okay, Ryan.
Me too.
Ryan.
I
forgot.
Have my nephew have fun with that. But they did. I think they said like a close one to it. And speaking of wands, I'm sorry. Speaking of wands, my Hermione wand is an interactive wand, but I can't show it to you because it's in storage. And I got it without looking at it because we went to the place where they choose your wand, and the guy almost chose me, but he saw the little boy. So it's $50.
Wow.
Well, I didn't see the box, so I wish I could show it to y'all, but it's in storage and it's fun. And it was fun to go to. I got on the ride to the what's that ride called? The one with where you go inside the castle. Almost lost a shoe though.
You guys mind? I can kind of show you the Lego and things if you would like.
So
I will be right back.
Sure.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
We can wait until we can talk about something else.
What do you guys think about Fantastic Beasts?
I love Fantastic Beasts. I'm sorry, but I do. Look.
Well, I'm ready for it. I just got tucked into my room.
Wow.
Can you see that?
Newton.
Yeah, I can see.
I need to get Newton Funko Pop.
Oh yeah, I can see him.
He's a chase.
I need to get a Newton Funko Pop.
Oh, I don't collect.
Yeah, my new Funko Pop is a chase one. He's holding the book Fantastic Beasts. So he's a chase. And then
I've never collected Funkos.
I have like 7 of them.
Oh, my grandmother, she has the full.
It was on my cake this year. It was on my birthday cake this year.
Oh, cool.
See?
Anyway.
Oh, that's pretty.
Cool.
It's my first one, so I got it because I was supposed to have what happened was I was supposed to get some books for Once Upon a Time, and my mom, the lady whoever did my cake, didn't put it on there, so my mom got that.
Oh,
Fan, we can't hear you.
yeah, we can't hear you, man.
Hello.
Hi, Van.
Mommy's talking to Daddy.
Oh, what? Zelda just got
That's
back?
cool.
What?
Did Zelda come home?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Zelda home.
Oh my gosh, we've been live for about a half hour so far. Time flies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been playing Battle Wars because it's gonna update, and then I'm
What?
gonna have no more Battle Pass. The seasons 2's coming out, and I'm not gonna get Robux to get season 2.
That's
You need season 2.
So, my grandmother has the Fantastic Beasts. That she has
No,
like.
I'm talking to Bryce.
Okay, can I get back on?
Okay.
I wasn't expecting him to be on. I was like, what are you doing? Sorry, Zelda came back and she just got her first COVID shot.
Cool.
So
How did you take it? How did it go?
all right, so I forgot. I didn't. I didn't answer this question myself. But one of the things that reasons that I like Harry Potter so much. So here you go, Stacy. You're back in. I really liked how, as a writer, there was something that like she put in book 1 that was important later. You know, like one of the first scenes is Harry talking to the snake.
Yeah.
And that doesn't come until later. And that's such a skill as a writer. I mean, I know she has a lot of stuff going on right now, and cancel culture has like attacked her and everything. But it's really a skill as a writer to have a series and have something from like the first page, the first chapter, the first book mean something in the 5th book. And that's really amazing.
Yeah.
See, okay, the reason why they're attacking her is because of her views on transgenders, I think it is, and I don't know, it's a whole big mess up. In my opinion,
it's
what she thinks. In my opinion, it's what she thinks, and that's her opinion. You know what I mean?
I
like,
agree.
Not everybody's going to have the same opinion, and for people to attack her for her opinion is wrong.
You can't say anything on Facebook without offending someone of some kind, anywhere anymore.
Yeah, I have to agree.
You can't offend. You can't say something without people barking at you about your beliefs.
True.
I miss the days without social media most of the time.
I'm sorry, my kids just started getting crazy for a minute. Which happens here a lot.
I get it.
Yeah, we were just discussing how you can't say on anything on Facebook without getting someone offended anymore.
And I'm kind of watching that because my dream is to become like not a famous writer, but like just that people can read my stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I can't really say whatever I want.
Exactly.
So you have to be careful with that kind of stuff.
Especially when you're an aspiring writer. Yes.
I have to watch everything. Yeah.
Myself, I don't really post on Facebook anymore, but I speak what's on my mind. So I don't really care about what people think of me. I don't care about any of that. If it's on my mind, I'll say it. But I don't necessarily agree with what J.K. Rowling has been saying. I just ignore it.
See, same. But a lot of people like to keep. A lot of people feel that need to be extremely opinionated about things, and just feel like just because somebody else's views are not the same views as theirs, that other person is wrong, which is not right. But anyway, let's get back on track.
Let's get back to Harry
I will stop ranting. I will stop ranting about this. So let's,
because we can talk about that for like another podcast.
Yeah,
I have another question. Okay. What are your in-depth and controversial thoughts on Severus Snape? This is a doozy of a conversation starter because if you're talking to a serious Potterhead, you're going to be talking for a while. Even if you agree with each other, because Snape is probably the most controversial of all the characters in the book. His problematic actions, both prior to and throughout the series, his obsession with Lily, his horrendous treatment of Neville and Harry, and after his death, then this is Harry's insistence on turning Snape into a saint-like figure, like he sacrificed his life to stand up to Voldemort. He named one of his sons after him. So it's really interesting topic to talk about. Now, when I read Harry Potter, I always liked the character. I always liked the character of Snape, but I wasn't sure. Man, please stop. I wasn't sure how evil he was.
Yeah.
But as you read it, it was kind of like when you look back, I'm like, okay, I see different things. And I remember when Bryce was reading it and I were reading it, we were both reading it. No, maybe it wasn't Bryce. I'm not sure who I was reading with, but the book where he supposedly kills Dumbledore, I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Dumbledore would never beg for his life. So Snape and Dumbledore had to be working together, but it's still like it doesn't explain his actions. Yeah. So go ahead. I don't know.
Here's my thoughts. Here are my thoughts on
and then we'll go around.
I love how they characterize him in the first book as this mean old nasty teacher, and then just keep going with it as if it's a gag throughout the series. Now, when I read Half-Blood Prince and I got to that specific page, I was like, "You gotta be shitting me!" Sorry for the language. And then after reading Deathly Hallows, I started going back to the other book and noticing all these certain times Snape was protective over Harry and the group. And then over time, it made more sense because he was acting as a double agent for Dumbledore. He knew what he had to do at the end of the map, and he didn't like it, but he had to do it to gain the Dark Lord's full trust in Deathly Hallows. Now, if Snape survived the attack on Voldemort, it would have changed the whole ending of the Deathly Hallows. Definitely. It would have changed the entire ending. But I think Snape was one of those characters who was well written and had a certain plan.
Okay. Will? I'm just going in my screen how we're all set up. I'm just going around.
Okay.
Here's what I think about Snape. When I was watching, this is before I read the books. Snape, when I was watching the movies, I thought he was complete, how you say, punk, basically put. And by the time I started reading the books, this character's looks like he's sneaky and evil and such. But my grandmother and I did not like Snape at first. But when I got to the last book and it revealed why he was acting this way towards Harry, and I go holy God, he's been good all along and we didn't know. And I'm going damn, there's no way that Snape could survive the snake bite to me. I mean, he died a hero's death. He gave Harry that tear, showed all his memories. He died a hero. That's all I know. He died in believing what Dumbledore believed in.
I'm going to ask another question later. Go ahead. I just want to write this question down.
He died because he wanted to see Lily again because Harry's mother again, and he did it. He did it for Lily. That's all he did. He didn't do it for James. He only did it for Dumbledore and Lily, and he protected Harry with his life, and he did.
Now there are also moments.
Hold on, Bryce. We're gonna let Anya go next. We can come back to you. I just don't want to talk over anybody.
All right, sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay. I think honestly, I think he was highly misunderstood, and a lot of his actions towards Harry were due to jealousy over the fact that James was with Lily, and Lily was his love his love of his life, basically, right? So I think a lot of his actions were toward Harry was jealousy over his father and who was with his mother, but also I think that in a way he was trying to protect Harry, because I think he might have known in the end what was going to happen. Therefore, he felt the need to protect Harry because Harry was Lily's. So it's a weird way to describe it, but I think in the long run, a lot of his actions were to do with the fact that Harry is connected to Lily. And then, like Will said, at the end, he did make it up to him. He did show like he was a better person than he was all the way through the movies and all the way through the books, which is, like, in my opinion, which was a good thing. I like Snape, honestly. Like, other people don't, but I love Snape.
Yeah, I love. Well, first of all, I love Alan Rickman. Like, that's just like he's amazing. And so,
and to further, the best Snape ever. No one can replace him. Even if you play a younger version, if they ever do it in the HBO Max TV show, Alan Rickman, best Snape ever, best actor ever. In my opinion.
I've been hearing rumors that Adam Driver or one of the Stranger Things kids might play a younger version of him. So I can definitely see Adam Driver doing an okay Snape. Now,
okay, let me ask. Stacy came back on. Stacy, what are your thoughts on Snape?
I'm so sorry. My thing is.
It's okay. No worries.
Snape. I didn't like Snape at first. First of all, I'm so sorry because our internet is crazy over here. But I didn't like Snape like at first, but at the end, and now I'm starting to watch all these murders about Lily and James, all of them, and we went through. I kind of like them. And I feel kind of cried. I think I did see the last one when it. At midnight, I can't remember, but I like Snape, man. I understand, but I still think to this day Snape was actually Harry's father, in a way. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's also
that would be a cool twist.
It's also shown in the movies that Snape has been protective over Harry, like most notably in The Prisoner of Azkaban, when Lupin was turning into a werewolf, Snape turns and starts protecting the kids. Because he knows how dangerous werewolves are.
It's not in the books they show it a little bit, but I mean in the movie they show it a little bit, but in the books he really pulls them behind him and like holds them back and protects them. In the movie they show a little bit and then he falls and he's like, you see him in front of them. But in the book he was with them the whole time, like holding them back from them. Let's see. Sean said, it took the words right out of my mouth. I think Snape was tough to make sure Harry was ready for Voldemort.
Exactly, that tough love.
Yeah, I believe that too. He was preparing him with.
Okay. I like Snape. In the beginning, there's some things that like I still don't understand. Like, I know now that he was a double agent, and I know that like it's kind of another question that we're going to get to about Neville and versus Harry, but he was really mean to Neville. But I think he did that to be the double agent so that Neville didn't like him either, so that he can like keep up his guys. And when you read about his background and things,
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question about Snape. Snape is one of my favorite characters, and everyone was like, when I first started reading the books, I was like, I like Snape, and they're all like, you're crazy, and I was like, I think he's gonna be good in the end. So when somebody gives a memory, right, do they keep that memory? Because I think it'd be really sad. Because I remember Dumbledore put memories in that that like fountain thing. And he told Harry, it's because I have so many memories that sometimes I need to put them in here to look at them. And so I was wondering if when Snape gave his memory to Harry, did he die without his memory of Lily?
No, not at all.
No, I think that spell's supposed to show you like a picture,
like a copy
and like of a memory. Yeah,
but
like a copy.
But didn't he physically give him the memory?
Like, yeah, like he pulled it out and
gave it to Harry.
So I
puts it in a vial.
No,
Harry put it in a vial.
Him the memory, so he gave his memories to Harry. I don't think he has the memories anymore, which was really sad.
I don't know. In the Goblet of Gift. I think. Sorry.
Once it's given, I don't think they have it anymore.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think they have it.
But here's the thing: in the Goblet of Fire, when Dumbledore pulled the memory out from his temple, put it in there, it was the same memory Harry watched, and then Dumbledore was like, "Yeah, don't dwell on the past. Harry's bad."
Right, but he could take it back because he didn't give it to somebody. It was in the goblet, you know, so he can take it back. Snape died. He can't put that memory back in his mind.
So no, in that case, yes, Harry would have kept that memory, and I think, in my opinion, that Snape would have died without that specific memory of Lily. Whereas with Dumbledore's case, Dumbledore put it into the cauldron where it was there, but he was able to pull it out if he wanted to and put it back.
Right.
You know, so that memory, you would have that memory. Whereas I think you're right, Nancy, that Snape died without that memory. And that's
right. Now, I don't know if he had he probably had other memories of Lily, but he probably, but the ones he gave Harry, I don't think he had in the end.
No.
So it's just interesting, like how much he gave up for Harry.
Yeah,
because he, you know, so that makes him more of a hero in my mind.
Yeah, I think J.K. Rowling make 101 facts about Harry Potter, like all behind the scenes crap about unanswered questions and stuff like that. She needs to make a book like that to give closure.
I don't think there needs to be a book, because sometimes the questions left unanswered let the reader make their own mind up about about Snape. Like, we all have different views about Snape. We all have different ideas. So I think, like, without having it spelled out for us, like poetry, you know, you can read a poem and get one view of it. You can get another view of it. I don't think she needs to spell out every little detail in the book, because that takes away from our imagination.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, the concept behind that idea is a good idea, but I agree with Nancy with the, like, leave it to the person's imagination, or leave it to their opinions, like Nancy said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question. When did Snape exactly become a double agent?
When he went, in the books, it says he, after Lily dies, he goes to Dumbledore and he begs for forgiveness. And he actually went to Dumbledore before Lily died. I'm sorry, he went before Lily died, and he told them that what Voldemort was planning to do, and he said, you need to save Lily, and then he said, no, you need to save all of them. So that's when he became a double agent. He became a double agent before Voldemort fell. So that's how they know that, you know, versus those who came afterwards and said, oh, we're not followers of him. Dumbledore not Dumbledore. Snape came to Dumbledore before Voldemort fell. I mean, we can keep going on Snape. If anyone else has anything to add, I can ask another question.
Snape was like, I think he was not trying to be. I think Snape was not trying to be mean to Harry because in the movies, I haven't read all the books yet, but I think he was not trying. I think he was just jealous because he looked at his dad, and when Dumbledore said, "Can you come help me?" after Mr. Weasley got hurt, I recently just watched that movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He said he helped him and tried to like help him, but I think he wasn't really like when Harry came to the school, he wasn't mad. He was just jealous.
Mm-hmm. Right. See, I think he was being mean
when they went to it. So
I think he was being mean to him so that people wouldn't think that he was favoring Harry.
Yeah. Now with Neville, he's jealous of Neville because he didn't lose his family. He lost his parents in a different way, but Neville still had his parents. Now, if Neville was chosen to die by Voldemort, Snape would have saved Lily.
See, I think Neville. I think he was mean to Harry and Neville because they were the ones that were going to defeat Voldemort in the end, and if he was nice to them, then they would know that then his gig would be up. So I think that's purposely why he's basically bullied both of them.
Yeah.
But I think he did that so that the other Death Eaters wouldn't like suspect him.
Mm-hmm.
Being undercover by not being undercover.
So, moving on to another question. What is your favorite Harry Potter book and why?
Oh, that's a hard one. Shit. Sorry.
No, it's okay. My favorite is the first one. Yeah. Because it opened up the world. There were a lot of cool magic things, and I loved how excited the kids were about exploring, and it was more of a child's book. As the books went on, they became not more adult themed because they weren't adults, but they were 16, 17 years old, so other things were happening. One of my least favorite books was the one where Harry and Ron they were all fighting. Yeah, that was hard to read, but the first book, when they first started to become friends, it was like exciting and new beginnings, and it got me like caught up, and I wanted to read fast. So that's why the first one is my favorite.
My favorite Harry Potter book. Okay, I know it's gonna sound cliche, but it was the Deathly Hallows. Everything was unfolded in the Deathly Hallows. Everything was told. Why Harry has this power. Why Harry has that power. Why is Harry on his own? Why did Dumbledore leave this or leave that? Everything was told in the final book. I fully understood what happened with Harry, what happened with Neville, because Neville was also a hero in the last book as well.
We are so going to get to that.
Yeah,
he killed the snake.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna go with them. I haven't read all the books yet, but I'm going with the movies because I see all the movies.
But I love the Deathly Hallows.
I'm gonna have to go with agree with Bryce, the Deathly Hallows, because I went to the 9th premiere of the Deathly Hallows book premiere here, and I like that they ended it. And it was good to see the kids as at the end, but it was wrong to see Malfoy without no hair though. But it was good at the end where they got to see the day children, and then you got the Cursed Child, the play and stuff in the book.
Have you seen the play?
It was good. And,
is it played like anywhere yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
They're children's.
No, I read it. I just haven't.
Here's a good question.
I have to go with Daily House for the movie.
Yeah. Okay. Can I? The favorite book, I'm agreeing with both Bryce and Nancy. The first one I like because it starts off everything, and the last one is one of my favorites too because it ties in everything together and it ends everything. Now, Cursed Child, are we going to talk about that? because I have not a very good opinion on that book.
I have a couple questions about it.
I don't like it because it's not a book.
Mm-hmm.
And it ruined It ruined the character of Cedric for me.
Now, here's my question: is it Harry Potter canon? Is it a part of the actual series?
She wrote it.
It's not a real book. It's a screenplay. It's meant as a play.
But she wrote it.
It's it's like a script in a way. It's like a book, but it's a script. That's why I actually saw.
That's kind of why I didn't like it when I read it.
I haven't got it yet, but it's like the actual script, and then they did. I think the play in London and it's now in Broadway. So
that's why I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it was. It's a play.
They just started. I heard online this year, so when it comes down here, I'm going.
Yeah, it is a Broadway play, but I don't like the way the book was written, script-wise and play-wise. To me, that confused me trying to read that book the way it was all play-wise. Now, the second time around I tried to read it, I got into my mindset that this is a play and you've got to read it and picture it as a play, not read it as you would read like a chapter book. It's the same with the Fantastic Beasts is written the same way.
Yeah.
So,
and that's why I didn't like it.
No.
I didn't like Cursed Child either.
Yeah. When I got it, I was expecting a book and I opened it and I was like, what is this? And I just was like, I wanted a book.
Same.
I got the book. I got the script book too, but I haven't read it yet.
It's just
it
really ruined the character of Cedric Diggory for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just
and it kind of ruins Harry because it makes Harry out to be a bad father.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean, like how his child's in Slytherin. And I'm not saying much. Okay, I can't say anything.
Because people haven't read it.
People haven't read it, so I'm not saying it much of anything. But I don't like. Overall, I didn't enjoy reading it because of the way it's written. But that being said, I did enjoy Fantastic Beasts, which is written the same way in the same format as a play. I enjoyed both of those books.
Fantastic Beasts as like a movie.
I don't know. I wish they were books.
Yeah. Fantastic Beasts, they are. I have them.
Now, here's another question.
Oh, yes, I know what you mean. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's what it's the only downfall about those books is they're written as plays, whereas Fantastic Beasts, same thing. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. Fantastic Beasts, same thing. But able to read that and get through that. You know what I mean?
Don't fucking start. Now, I have a question. Are you all aware of the new Harry Potter video game Hogwarts Legacy coming?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. It is going to be set in the 1800s, way before Harry Potter and way before Fantastic Beasts. Here's the question. Are any Fantastic Beasts characters going to appear in the game? Because this was in the 1800s. Dumbledore could have been a kid going to Hogwarts for the first time.
Right.
Yeah, but isn't it before Newt Scamander and everything like that? Isn't it before all that?
It's set in the
it's like 1890s.
Yeah, Dumbledore could have been a kid going to Hogwarts for the first. Professor McGonagall could have been there. Like, we don't know. There's very little information about the game so far.
Sorry, Aaron. I got questions about them.
Hold on.
I got questions. Don't worry. I got it. Got it covered. So, I have this question for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I had this experience when I started reading the books. I didn't know if anyone else had it. When you started, I already asked, like, when you started reading the books, like, you know, but what were people's reactions when you started reading them? Because when I started reading them, I was at camp, but then I went back to my college, and I was at a Christian college, and I got so much backlash because they were like, "This is witchcraft," and like, and I don't know if that's still a thing or is it like past that? Because is it still a thing that people are like, "Oh, Harry Potter"? Rawr!
It's still a thing. There's still a lot of people against Harry Potter because they do magic and they're wizards, they're doing magic, and with Christianity and Catholicism, it's against it. It's like you're basically a witch. You're basically you're evil because you are believing in the magic or you're reading something on magic. So therefore, you're automatically evil.
Okay, so I hadn't heard anything like in a while, and I wasn't sure if it was still a thing.
It is
still a thing. My friend Scott, he wasn't really allowed to.
I read when I was in 8th grade. I read it somewhere I was in 7th grade, but I'm Catholic, so I showed up one day.
Right, you said you guys were very strict.
I'm Catholic.
Yeah.
My grandmother, man, she passed away last year. She gave me one of her books and read it, and I got like basically all the movies on DVD, but never had a problem with that. But I know in some states, people who Christian, I actually went to a Christian daycare for a while, and they actually took them out. They were trying to take them out.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Texas, we got Christians around here in Texas, and this Dallas name, but I heard some cities in Texas, not mine, but was trying to get rid of them.
Some places.
I read it when I was in 7th grade.
Yeah, some places in the States have actually banned them in the schools. There's some places around like the world and in the States that have banned the books in schools and things. And also in the US, I don't know if it happened in Canada, they changed the title to the first book from I think it was Philosopher's Stone.
It was the original book title is The Philosopher's Stone, but in the US it was changed to Sorcerer's Stone.
But I know Nancy got kids and Anya got kids. What do your kids think about it?
I was just wondering.
Read the book, like, do y'all let them, basically let them read a book and then what they think about it? What they think about it?
Well, I had a lot of people like complaining about it. You know, oh well, he's a, you know, like they were like, I read it, and you know, he's a little boy, and his you know, guardians are so horrible, and then he finds magic, and you want him to have all this magic, but you think magic is the answer. And I was like listening to them, and then I said, but you read Tolkien and C.S. Lewis, so what's the difference? And they're like, well, the difference is C.S. Lewis and Tolkien are Christians. And I was like, but they still write fantasy, so there's no difference. Like, and that's what I was trying to get them to understand, and I don't think they ever understood it. They were like so against it.
Yeah.
And I was trying to I'm like, how can you read The Lord of the Rings and then take a book like Harry Potter and say this book needs to be banned? And The Lord of the Rings has magic in it. I don't understand how you can
It's because people's views are just different.
What are we talking about?
Hold on,
because Tolkien and Lewis, those two books, yes, they're high fantasy, yes, talking animals, everything like that, but they didn't involve magic, like the physical use of magic. So that's what people's arguments are going to be with you. I didn't word that right. That's what their arguments are going to be. It's going to be, look, yes, they're high fantasy, but they didn't use magic. They never had physical magic going on. Right? So that's what people are going to argue with you.
Yeah, it was just I was the reaction I got when I first started reading them, and I didn't know if anyone else ever had that kind of reaction because I haven't heard since then.
I got told, why are you reading those books? Are for children.
Oh, I never got that. But you know, like I said, I remember saying to somebody, they're like, you should read Tolkien. And I said, well, Tolkien is a high fantasy adult book that children, you know, the younger people can enjoy, and Harry Potter is a young adult book that adults enjoy. Like it, and that's how
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
what were your thoughts when you realized Harry's relatives were only mean and bad to him because he was a Horcrux? What were your first thoughts?
They were only mean because he was a Horcrux.
Well,
Yeah.
they kind of, because if you remember, Petunia was mean to Lily way back when she was a child. So yes, they were extra horrible to him because he was a Horcrux. But if you think about it, Harry lived in the school for so long, and nobody was like extra mean to him. Exactly. The only time we saw that was when Ron
started wearing the locket.
Right, and he was becoming very jealous of Harry and Hermione, and then we kind of realized that like the Dudleys had Harry for so long, and he was a Horcrux, and that could have played into it, but it was never really described it really was never talked about in the books that much. So there is a chance that some of the stuff they were doing was because he was a Horcrux, but Petunia was mean to Lily and Snape when they were younger.
Yeah. And I think she was very jealous of her sister as well, because her sister was a witch, and because she had magic, and her parents sent her to a special school, as she says it, or whatever. She was very, very jealous of her sister, and I think her sister's child being dumped on them, right? She wasn't happy with having that child there.
I think she wanted to be a witch.
I think she wanted to be like her sister, yes.
Yeah.
And she had a lot of jealousy. Therefore, she they both treated Harry really, really bad, because I think out of jealousy. And then finding out he was, I can't pronounce the word correctly, Horcrux? I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry. That, I didn't think that helped out either, It's just a lot of jealousy.
I don't think they're good people. I don't think they're good people. I think that it just added to a bad situation. It made a bad situation worse.
Like in Order of the Phoenix, when they were ready to kick Harry out, Dumbledore sent Petunia an owl saying, "Remember my last." I think that's what his last request was, to make sure Harry had a place to live.
Yeah, I just I don't know why they left Harry with them for so long.
Exactly.
As they were the only relatives that he had.
I think that's why the Weasleys took him in too, because I think
towards the end,
want him to go back. So that's what I think.
I don't blame them. Like, they were cruel to him, like really cruel.
Yeah.
Well, they did give him a bedroom at one point.
That was like later. He was under the stairs for so long. I mean,
they gave him the bedroom because they were scared. That's why they gave him a bedroom. Out of fear.
So, talking about evil people, who do you think is worse, Voldemort or Dolores Umbridge? Dolores Umbridge. Sorry.
Umbridge. As bad as Voldemort is, I think Umbridge. Umbridge was just pure.
I had the Umbridge myself.
Evil.
I hated her so much.
Oh, that woman was just mean.
Although
she reminded me
the
of her
actress
so much.
who portrayed Umbridge did a damn good job of it.
Yeah, she was just a really mean character.
Yeah.
Whereas Dumbledore was.
Voldemort.
Voldemort was good at one point. He just, at some point, just turned. So whereas Umbridge, I think, has always been just evil.
Yeah, and I think that Umbridge had it. I can't remember in the end. She was a Death Eater, wasn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, she pretty much became a Death Eater, and then after Voldemort died, Kingsley Shacklebolt became Minister of Magic, and he fired her ass.
Yeah, Voldemort was like the villain of the movie, but he had a reason. He had a reason. Yeah. And Dumbledore just came out of nowhere and was evil, and it's like, what? Aaron agrees. He said Umbridge.
The hardest scene to watch with her is when she starts scarring Harry's hand with that quill.
Yeah.
I didn't like Umbridge at all because she had too many cats in her office.
She ruined kittens.
She tried to. It was like she tried to, like, you know, her house was all like the little teacups and everything, but she was like so evil.
The stuff would go through his skin. I'm like, I would be crying now.
Yeah.
Speaking of cats, who's behind you?
Who
behind me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Quasi.
Yeah, Umbridge was just mean, and she was Voldemort was bad, evil, but he had a reason to be, right? Yeah. Whereas Umbridge had no reason. She was just pure evil.
Oh my god. Yeah, and the actress Imelda Staunton, she did a damn good job. I hate the character, but I respect the actress. The actress/actor.
Yeah. And that's good. Like, sometimes people have a hard time separating the actor from the part.
I know a lot of shows like that. I know a lot of books that have been made into shows like that. I have seen people go absolutely nuts over the fact that, oh, well, you know, that's not the person that we expect, but it's a person playing a part, right? In the end, it's a person playing the part. There is no need to have hate or anger or whatever against the person themselves, because they're separate from that character.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Playing the character.
Exactly. Just some people just can't distinguish reality from non-reality.
Like Ray Fiennes, the guy who portrays Voldemort. He's an amazing actor in everything else. In other movies, he does a damn good job of being Voldemort. And in some part, Voldemort was kind of cool. He did a lot of cool stuff.
Well, I heard, like, okay, it's a little off topic, but I heard that people, what's her name? The girl that plays Belle in Once Upon a Time, there were people that were so angry with her because she played Tess in Roswell, like when we were teenagers, and they didn't like her character. They were so like, oh, I couldn't watch Once Upon a Time because she was on it, and I'm like,
Emily the Raven.
She played a part 20 years ago, and you're still angry about a part she played 20 years ago? Doesn't make any sense. That's kind of what people do.
Emily the Raven.
Emily. Okay, Emily the Raven. I got the Raven part, but I was thinking Belle, and I'm like, that's not her name. That's not her name. That's not her name.
Wasn't she also in Lost?
Yeah, she was on Lost. She played a young pregnant woman on Lost.
But people people were so stuck on her Roswell character that they didn't like that character. So it's like,
she was in Carrie too.
I know, but it was just a part, you know, like they couldn't see past it.
Like, actors respect their characters that they play. They like read over the character, they read their part, and then they bring it to life. And sometimes it's a win, sometimes it's a loss. But with the actors and actresses of Harry Potter, I think each and every actress and actor nailed each role.
Oh, I agree. And that's the same with Outlander as well. People go absolutely crazy when they see the characters when they see the actresses outside of character with another partner. Like the one that plays Claire, she's married and has a baby. And people are like, oh, well, maybe it's Sam's baby. No, she's not with him. You know what I mean? It's just the same goes with the Harry Potter. You're right, Bryce. They absolutely nailed the parts perfectly.
They did the same thing with Emma Watson and Tom Felton.
Oh, yeah, Tom Felton is still riding that Harry Potter train.
Yeah.
That's because she had a crush on him when he was little, when they were little.
That's true.
The most recent thing I remember Tom Felton being in was The Flash on season 3.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's been in a few movies. I don't think he's writing the Harry Potter
No, he is.
He's in a lot of
tidbits and stuff
movies.
like that every now and then.
It's hard for me to get past Daniel Radcliffe as Harry Potter. He's been in some great movies, but I still picture him as just Harry Potter.
He's Harry Potter, yeah. He's Harry Potter.
I saw him. This is what happened with Daniel Radcliffe. He and I are the same age. I saw him when I was watching Prime on. He was on. He played younger David Copperfield.
Oh.
And that was. Oh yeah.
Okay. So I had another question, they're all like thought-inspiring questions. I'm sorry. What was Dumbledore a hero or a villain? Like, what did you actually think of Dumbledore? Because I have an interesting view on him.
I want to hear your view first.
Okay, so the true nature of Dumbledore has debated a lot in the post-series. He was a powerful man with too many secrets who continue to put Harry, a young boy, in danger. I feel like there were times that he kept information from Harry that he should have told him, and it would have protected Harry. I think a lot of times Harry was kept in the dark on a lot of matters. There was one where he just like completely kept Harry in the dark and would refuse to see him, and Harry was like looking for guidance, and Dumbledore was like just leave or like refuse to see him, and then to have Harry be there when he dies, and Harry didn't know what that was gonna do, and I just I don't think he's a bad person. I think he was the wrong mentor, and he made a lot of mistakes.
I have to agree with Nancy. His plan fully planned out for him, not for other people. He did not take in other people's reactions to heart. He did not tell. The only person he trusted enough to tell was Snape, and Snape was against his plan. He didn't want to do it. He didn't care for it, but he had to do it. Now, with Harry in the Order of the Phoenix, ignoring him the entire book and the entire movie was a bad mistake. It's one of the downfalls that made Sirius' death more emotional, because if Dumbledore just had the fraction of time, he would have talked to Harry. But no.
He had the time turner, so he had time.
He had all the time in the world.
Not to.
Exactly. That pisses me off. Because all the things he could have told Harry ahead of time. Oh, hey, just so you know, you can talk to Snape. Or, hey, just so you know, one of your parents' friends was a traitor.
Right. Yeah, like, how did they not know? Like,
Dumbledore knew everything.
And they never told him any of that.
Dumbledore knew everything and told Harry nothing.
Right.
Yeah, but for him to tell him everything that's going to happen would kind of give Harry the heads up. But then, he wouldn't experience what he experienced.
It would mess up. It would mess up the book.
It would mess up everything going on. If Dumbledore told Harry everything that he knew, that would have messed up everything along the timeline.
I think he was just a flawed character.
Yeah.
Not a hero or a villain, but I think
he wasn't the best mentor.
Yeah, that's
if you said, told Harry everything, Snape would not have died.
I think he could find like a better. I think Harry could pick a better mentor, but
Mr. Weasley.
I think should have been Mr. Weasley.
I think Sirius would have been the perfect mentor for Harry.
But yeah,
that leads us into the next question. I'm gonna have to go. We're all done with this one.
Professor McGonagall.
I think Dumbledore. Yes, he was the wrong choice for a mentor. And I agree.
I'm sorry.
I agree that Dumbledore was
from Harry Potter is McGonagall. I don't know what movie it's from. He says always them three, and she always catches them when they get in trouble. So, and she's one of my favorite characters. So, she always gets in
she
trouble.
would have been good.
So I'm going with Professor McGonagall.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah,
And
Dumbledore, I believe, was a wrong choice of being a mentor. But I would agree that Mr. Weasley is the best mentor for Harry. I think he was trying. He didn't tell him all these things because I think he was trying to prepare him for what's to come.
Yeah.
Because of the way he was.
Sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. Because in the 6th book, he was preparing him about Dumbledore, about Voldemort, what he knows, and what he would do to stop him. I think that's the reason why with that. But he didn't prepare him that much since he died. Harry had to prepare himself of what might come ahead. And anyway, Anya, what's your opinion? Did you already did it?
Relax, it's okay.
So my opinion is I don't think Mr. Weasley would have been a good mentor because he's smart and all, but he's a little bit tipsy.
Yeah, I like him.
I like him too.
He's obsessed with muggles and whatnot, and I think he would have been more towards asking Harry in regards to muggles and trying to guide him and teach him to be prepared to face Voldemort in the end. That's just my opinion. Whereas Dumbledore, like Nancy said, he is good and he is bad. He wasn't the best mentor for Harry. Harry could have had a better mentor, like Professor McGonagall.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest,
oh my God! Sorry. Speaking of Professor McGonagall, they had this meme where she says, "I think it's something to do with Umbridge," and you told her to what? I forgot what the meme says. It says, "Have a seat, Mr. Potter."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
To be honest, I think Sirius Black would have been the best mentor for Harry, considering he is Harry's last line of his family, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sirius Black is pretty much my favorite character of the whole series.
Okay, so Bryce, so that leads me into the next question. What death in the series is the most heartbreaking?
Sirius is because, and it hits especially harder in the movie because they muted Harry's emotional screaming because it was too overwhelming for actress, the one who plays Bellatrix. She was so heartbroken with Daniel Radcliffe's performance at Sirius's death that they had to mute it. And it hit harder with me because I thought Sirius was a bad guy at first when I read Prisoner of Azkaban.
Everyone did.
He cares for her deeply like a father would. Like, if he didn't die, he would still be Harry's pretty much father throughout the series. He would have been there to help Harry through the Deathly Hallows, through Dumbledore's death, through everything else. But unfortunately, his cousin decided to kill him.
Right. Will, what do you think?
Death that would actually hit most is, I would believe, 2. Dumbledore's death and Dobby's.
Dobby's was hard. Dobby's was hard.
Yeah, that kind of hit me hard. Especially when they had to bury him properly without magic. And then I like where it says, "Here lies Dobby, a free elf." And
that was very sad.
Burying him with that sock. Oh man.
That was cool. Like, that was so cool. And he was like, "You gave him a sock."
Oh God.
Master Free Dobby. Anya, what did you think?
Well, now you brought up Dobby. Why did you have to bring up Dobby?
I know.
I'm sorry.
Me was Dumbledore and Sirius. Dumbledore kind of shocked me what happened. And yeah, I literally bawled with Dobby's death. I was literally in tears. But me, for the most emotional one, had to be Dumbledore and Sirius. Dumbledore, because it was just a complete shock. I was like, oh my god, right? But Sirius is just like Bryce said, he was like a father figure to Harry near the end, and it would have been great if he would have continued, but him dying was a shock. Mm-hmm. But overall, like, that's about the only three I could think of right now. But Dobby, sorry, now that's in my head. Dobby. Dobby, I bawled. I cried so hard watching Dobby's death.
Can I say one thing? Is it just me, or did Lucius try to kill Harry in Hogwarts School in Chamber of Secrets? That's just on my head.
That was in the movie, not in the book.
Exactly. In the movie, he legit tried
in the movie he went to strike at Harry.
But then Dobby
stopped him. I don't remember that in the movie, but so he did, okay.
Yeah, like he was gonna use the death curse to Avada, but Dobby stopped him. But in the book, they don't actually say that.
Exactly.
Stacey, who do you think is whose death hit you the hardest?
I have to go with Dobby and when they did Snape's thing, I would have to say Lily. I was shocked. I saw him. I think we saw him midnight, but I don't know for sure. I have to look at the ticket, but I would have to go with Dobby.
I forgot the other one. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, go ahead, Will.
I forgot the other third one that hit me most. Hedwig.
Oh my gosh.
Hedwig was, yeah.
I love that. I love that.
It's more emotional in the book than the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the book is tough. For me, it was Snape and Sirius Black, but you don't really spend a lot of time on Lupin and Tonks. But it killed me when they died at the end because, like, Sirius, I always thought that, like, Lupin would take over for Sirius. So at least he had Lupin, and then when Lupin and Tonks both died, and they had a kid, and I was just like, it's Harry Potter all over again. And I was just like, I don't know, it was just so much death. And then on top of everybody, and then Lupin and Tonks die, and I was like, ugh. And so I don't know if it hit me because there's just so much death, and it was like, and then you take a shot, and then more, and it was just like that was just tough. And of course, I don't remember which one of the twins died.
It was
Fred. It was Fred.
That was rough. That was rough too.
That was rough for George. He lost a bit of himself during that time during the battle.
The real thing is that was the actors who play him. That was hard for them to do. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
But the actors that played him was actually twins, and it was kind of hard. I heard it was kind of hard for them to do that scene.
Yeah,
yeah.
I heard similar. The twin, whose brother was supposed to be dead, he looked down at his brother's body, started tearing up. No, it wasn't acting. He legit saw his brother dying in front of him someday. And that's
acting. Oh, wow. Yeah. That would be, wow.
That was not acting. He looked as if his brother was dead in real life.
And that would affect, like, someone big time.
Yeah.
But in general, the deaths in general in Harry Potter were pretty sad. But for some reason, for me, it's Dumbledore, like I said, and Sirius Snape. They're the first two that really stick out in my mind, right? But all of them are pretty sad.
My grandmother loved the Weasley twins. Those were her favorite characters. And to read that one of them died, she was sad that George died, that Fred died. Sorry.
Yeah.
Wrong one.
Okay.
I like them too.
Let me see. Oh, I did have this question that we've been leaning towards Who is the real hero of the story, Harry Potter or Neville
Neville.
Longbottom?
Neville. Without Neville, they never would have killed the snake.
I have to go.
I would have to say Harry. But Neville also, because here's the thing about Neville. Neville started out from this little chubby kid all the way up to becoming this hero that we know today.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I missed the question.
Oh, it's who is the real hero of the story, Harry Potter or Neville Longbottom?
Okay, got it. Go. Sorry, continue, Will.
Yeah, as I was saying, Neville has the most character development. Yeah, in my opinion.
I do.
Even though he wasn't. Yeah, even though he wasn't chosen one, he was supportive to Harry, knowing these traits and such. He became his own person.
Yeah.
During the final book, he became his own person. He had the Sword of Gryffindor chopping off that snake. Dang, yes.
Well, right, and they say the heir of Gryffindor could have pulled that Sword of Gryffindor out.
A true Gryffindor.
Now, here's another question. What if Harry and Neville are both heirs of Gryffindor? Because Harry is related to the Peverells, and Peverells are related to the original owners of the Deathly Hallows, and then the Peverells extend over the entire wizarding community, pretty much.
Well, they do say that in Black's castle they had like the Black's house, they had the family tree, and they were saying how a lot of the purebred families, there was a lot of interbreeding because they wouldn't like how many true blood families could you have before you had to inbreed?
Exactly.
To breed with muggles.
No, I mean, they didn't want to breed with muggles. But if you had, like, let's say 15 to 20.
Second cousins?
Right, yeah, exactly. Like, you had to marry your cousin or your second cousin or something.
Or third or fourth.
It states that Harry and Voldemort are distant relatives.
Well, so is Bellatrix.
Oh, the Weasleys and
Sirius.
Yeah.
Yes, Sirius Black's family is also related to the Malfoys by marriage.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think Molly was a Black, I think, for marrying Weasley. So basically put, Weasleys are related to the Blacks as well by marriage.
There's a lot of
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Nancy.
There's a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have another question.
Okay.
What are your favorite fan theories? I know my favorite fan theory is the one where George is named Wonka. He's deaf in 1 year. He's got a limp. He makes candy out of factory. He makes fun stuff, like magical stuff, and it all aligns in a certain way.
Yeah, that's one of the questions Will came up with: best fan theories or best fan fictions too. I don't know if I have any fan theories.
For me, like watching them on YouTube, if I have to this fan film, like y'all know I'm doing a Once Upon a Time thing. I have been watching a lot of Harry Potter fan films, and one of my favorites is called Sisters of Black. The girl Kelly Easton, this girl, she's doing choreography I do right now. For Once Upon a Time.
I know, man.
But she did a good job. She got her own sister playing a drama. Got basically all her friends. She basically did an origin story of these sisters. And it's so good. And it's like I'm gonna put it on my Facebook when I get a chance. And there's another one. Disney just did it. I think they did last year. It's from Brokers, and they did the Great Wizard War. And before they did the Great Wizard War, like a radio play or something. They did.
I've
Snape
I've watched that.
And then the fans liked this so much, they did a great war. and they did a great war, like a video play like they used to back after they said. And I saw those, listened to the whole thing, and it's so good. And the people that got in there, the way that they wrote it, it is so good. But Sister in Black is by Kelly Easton on YouTube. She did a good job because I'm starting to look at stuff at people's fan films for my group. And it's very good. Like the people come up today with these fans come up with stories that's not even in the book, but it's in the book or movies. But those are two I like from the fan thing, and I watch them like so many times. But it's good.
I'm sorry.
I like the fan films and stuff. So.
All right.
Anya.
Will, wait, hold on. Will, did you have any fan theories or fan fictions that you enjoy?
Oh God, there's so many.
Or lead it into OCs. Any OC Harry Potter OCs that you created?
Oh God, there's so many. Oh God, there's so many.
How about your favorite?
I forgot his name, but he's a Gryffindor. I think he's from America. He is a nomad born.
Okay.
Is that what they're called?
That's what they're called in there.
Born?
Yeah, nomad. Hold on, I'm gonna.
Yeah, nomad born. His father works for the U.S. ministry, but since U.S. wizards and witches cannot marry nomads, he had to take his love directly to England, where they accept nomad wizards and witches. But they do keep in close contact with writers and such. My character lives in England. He's American. He lives with his mother and his grandmother. They both like. Yeah, so basically he is accepted in Hogwarts. His grandmother loves like Ron Weasley's dad. His grandmother loves magic. She thinks it's very, very unique. And he does go to Hogwarts, and it's hard to explain. I did make that character. He's a Gryffindor. His Patronus is a dragon. I always imagine my OC being meeting Harry on the train when he's like in his third year, or 12th year, or I think it was his 12th year or a third year, and meeting Harry and Ron. He goes like, "You guys going?" And he goes, "So you guys are going to Hogwarts?" "Yes." "Oh, so you noobs?" "What?" That's what we call every first year, noobs. Get what I mean? Okay. And it's really awesome that I like to imagine my character doing all this Harry Potter stuff. Me and Natasha, we did this. We did an RP back in United. We did where her character's like the daughter of Voldemort or something and whatnot.
It's hard. I found it hard to roleplay Harry Potter because you have. I had to. It's hard because people want to follow the book, and you either have to. Hi Harvard. You either have to like do it after the books to like make your own stuff, or make complete OCs but people still just want to follow the books, and it's I just don't.
We weren't following the books at all. We were doing but
some people do just want to completely follow the books. That makes it hard. Hi. Yes,
and also, here's the thing about me following the books.
I do.
I would have to follow this. My following the books would actually have to memorize the spells we had to use.
That's hard too.
I know.
I was in a role play where somebody was just like all the spells, and I was like, I don't memorize all the spells. I can't.
My character was trying to use a spell, and I go like, "Oh shit, what was that spell?" I was going like, "Damn."
No.
Yeah, Natasha's more of the Harry Potter and.
Well, at least your OC was not Snape.
I had
But
an
I did
OC
Oh, go ahead.
once.
My OC was a snake, and I based Voldemort snake.
I made Lily and Petunia have a sister named Rose. Just because they had named they were named after flowers. So I created a sister. I think she was a younger sister of Lily. I've never wrote her out. She's just always been in my mind. I called her Rose because that's the only unless you name Violet or something like that. But they were both named after flowers, so.
And Anya, what is your favorite fan theories or fan fictions you like, or OCs you like?
No, I don't really have any, and I never really had any Harry Potter OCs. For the fact is, like Nancy said, I couldn't really role play Harry Potter because to be an OC and to use original made up spells, right? People will get annoyed at you, get mad, upset because they're like, oh, that's not how the book goes. Oh, that's not how the movie goes. Oh, that spell doesn't exist. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. There would be too many
naysayers.
Parents. Too many people out there going, no, this is not how you can do it. This is how you're supposed to do it.
That's why I had a hard time. I had a hard time with it too.
Yeah, that's why I never did OC Harry Potter. I think I tried role playing Harry Potter once, and I couldn't do it because there were too many people saying, "Well, this is not the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this way." You know,
I only role play it. I never role played this OC. BJ and I role play Luna and Draco. Yeah. But usually we only role play them in one-on-one posts. So it's just us coming up with stories because it's hard in the big group to like work out characters.
Yeah. Sorry. I have key in here. So
I have kid. Yeah, I've got. I understand.
Speaking of Harry Potter fan theory and such, I had an idea for like a fanfic or RP thing. It's like based after. It's like it's an in-betweener from the end of Deathly Hallows before the epilogue. I follow like the canon, like Harry and Ron go to being Aurors in training, and Hermione goes back to school to finish her education. And as for Draco, well, that's another story put together.
I think you brought up.
Yeah, it was like instead of Death Eater, everyone thought that the murders occurred was Death Eater territory, but it wasn't the Death Eaters. It was some cult that worshipped Voldemort.
That's another good question.
Like, long ago.
What did you think of Draco? We haven't talked about him at all.
God,
spoiled little rich kid.
Yeah.
That's my opinion on Draco. Spoiled little rich kid.
I just think he was portrayed as he was portrayed as a little rich kid, but you gotta remember, it's what he was taught. It's how he was raised. He doesn't know any other way. He was taught to treat people the way he was supposed to.
He was taught to treat people that were non-magic, that were muggles, like crap. If you weren't pure blood, you were nothing.
But remember, in the beginning, he was trying to be nice to Harry, and Ron made fun of him.
And then he didn't like that, so he turned on him. Please. And but near the end, you notice with Draco near the end, he didn't want to do what he was supposed to do, and tried to stop himself from doing it because he didn't feel right. He basically developed near the end. He developed a conscience. 1 second.
Yep.
I need space. Get up. Get up.
Yeah, he developed a conscience. Like
Draco was kind of getting good, in the last one. He was kind of getting good in the last.
And that's how BJ and I role play them. Movie. Like we role play that Luna knew what Draco's
going through.
Luna was the only one who knew his true intentions. And we had a role play like how he was trying to be good, but he had that they made that that spell thing.
Now, there's a deleted
The Unbreakable
scene
Vow.
from Deathly Hallows Part 2 where that scene in the courtyard where Harry just revealed that he wasn't really dead. Draco throws Harry his wand, and he runs over to the Hogwarts side.
So basically, Draco helps Harry.
Exactly, and they kept that out.
Oh, and in the books, Harry's
the reason why they probably kept that out is because in the movies, it wasn't in Draco's character to help Harry at all. So that's probably why they kept that out, because they didn't want, I think in my opinion, they didn't want to ruin that the way Draco was. They didn't want to ruin how people thought he was. Stop that. Right? So they basically, I think that's why they didn't include it. I'm sorry, but I'm trying to talk to you guys.
It's okay. I
you get it?
Sorry about that.
Yep.
It's okay.
Yeah. Aaron says Draco was a complete scumbag and he hated him.
Aaron, there's more to Draco than just being hateful. Trust me.
Well, but everybody has their own opinion of different characters.
Yeah, I know. As I was saying with my... Here's the thing. Yeah. As I was saying with Draco, Harry saved Draco's life in the end, saving him from the burning of the room of requirement, and the one where the Death Eater almost kills Draco, and Harry saves him.
Right. Draco was always like a very cowardly character.
Yeah.
Well, in the Half-Blood Prince,
Draco basically went along with it. If it benefited Draco, it was good. If it didn't get him in trouble, it was good. He was basically like one of those people that he stood by and watched. He would stand by and watch something happen.
Yeah.
Unless it was involving him, unless it involved him directly, he wouldn't get involved. Yes, he was a spoiled, rich kid. He was a brat, but he was for himself too. But like Bryce said, that's how he was raised, right? So
yeah. What was on my mind? Yeah, Draco in the Half-Blood Prince, he did not want to kill Dumbledore at all. He did not want to do that at all.
Because you did see like there were times where he was losing his mind and he was trying to the movie did a good job of showing his dilemma. In the books it's more so, but in the movie they did a good job of showing his dilemma, like him looking in the mirror and like, you know, in the book it's more like, is this who I want to be? But they did a good job of showing that in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell in the tower that when he held his wand to Dumbledore, you can tell his hand was shaking.
Yeah.
He was having an inner fight with himself. He didn't want to do it, but then he was compelled to do it, but then he didn't want to. Kind of thing.
And he kind of knew. He knew that if he didn't do it, something bad was going to happen to his parents.
Voldemort was going to kill them if he didn't do it.
So that was, that's a big dilemma. Like, you have to kill this person or they're going to kill, like, both your parents. And
exactly.
Yeah, the line in the movie is like, I have to do this.
Oh.
Like the way he said it.
Oh, my God. And also, Draco was Draco's wand that killed Dumbledore when Snape used it. So Draco was originally the master of the Elder Wand and did not know that. But when he gave up his wand in a duel with Harry, Harry became the master of the Elder Wand.
It wasn't a duel. It was forcibly taken from Draco. Like Harry took it right out of his hand.
Yeah, but still, Draco lost.
Right, yeah. But I don't think Draco had much fight in him after.
No, he did not.
Especially in the room of requirement, when Crabbe was like goading him into doing it, Draco was like, no, don't tell me what to do, man.
It is getting
No,
late.
here's-
Does anyone have anything else they would like to
Well,
add?
I gotta
Stacey?
go. So I gotta
Thank
go.
you
So
for joining us, Stacy.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you,
So I gotta go.
Stacy.
Right
And I'm
down.
falling asleep. So I will talk to y'all later.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is
Nancy, you were
getting.
saying?
While it's getting late, I don't know if anyone had any. Hi, Ryan. Oh, Aaron wants us to talk about the owls. Now, what owls? The owls, the exams, or the owls that flew around, or the howlers. The howlers were awesome.
The
God.
howlers.
I love the howl. What are you doing to me?
I got one from my grandmother once. It was horrible. I like those freaking things.
I feel your pain, Nancy.
What are you doing?
Here's a good question.
I
Do
feel
you
your
think
pain.
we'll-
He said he's talking about the owls that fly around. We did talk about hedgerow. Really? Really? Really?
Here's a good question. What do you think is going to
She's
happen
got one
to the
on her
future
arm,
of
too.
Harry Potter? Do you think
I
we'll
can't
see
hear
an
you. Hold on,
HBO
Bryce.
Max series?
Can you say that again? Because I got.
What do you think is going to happen to the future of Harry Potter? Do you think we might get HBO Max series?
Hi.
I'm not sure.
'Cause
I
I've been
don't
hearing
have
a lot-
HBO Max.
Oh, Sean is asking a question. He says, "How about the circle of abuse Harry was put through?" Sean doesn't like Harry Potter.
I know.
Let's just say that right now.
Harry has been through a lot of
discussed
abuse.
that earlier on.
Yeah, he's talking about like in the beginning. Why didn't anybody step in? And I think it's because the magic around the house that prevented it.
Well, this is what I've read. Arabella Fig, Harry's neighbor, is a nomad. She's a squib. She knows of the wizarding world, but she
I
doesn't
thought she
know.
was a witch, and she was put there to protect Harry.
She was a
She could have
squib.
been-
Oh, she
From
was.
Cats, right?
I
Yeah,
thought she
just like
was a
Zelda
witch.
was.
Yeah, she
They
was.
were born in
She
magical
was under
families.
order.
They have no magic at all.
I just thought she was a witch. That's all.
Same
Yeah.
as Phil.
Right.
Well,
Same as Phil.
Arabella Fig was under orders from Dumbledore not to give him any type of treatment. She was told to stay away, just observe and watch.
Right.
When let's all say that Dumbledore was a terrible human being with no plan for Harry. Well, he had a plan, but it was a crappy one. And if he'd have just shown some signs of humanity, like not putting Harry with the abusive relatives, something else could have happened. Harry didn't need to grow up with abusive relatives.
Between you and Harper, like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, I think honestly that I think they weren't allowed to get involved until Harry became of age. I think until Harry became of age, which was 11, to legally be able to get into Hogwarts. I don't think they were able to get involved with Harry until that age. I think that's why nobody stepped in when he was being abused by the Dursleys. I think that's the reason why, because I don't think they were allowed.
Well, even McGonagall at the beginning was like, "Why are you leaving him with these people? I've seen what they do. They're horrible, shitty people." And Dumbledore was like, "Blah blah blah blah. It's written. It's supposed to happen."
You can't interfere with what happens in Harry's life until he's able to interfere, which makes no sense, but you know what I mean.
Plot reasons.
You would have said that. Plot reasons.
Exactly, right? Right.
The other one to tell you Dumbledore and Obi-Wan being the best mentor, Obi-Wan's a 10. Dumbledore is like it's somewhere in between the middle. Or in the 0.
Well, this has been super fun. I am super exhausted. But thank you guys so much for hanging out and talking about Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It was lots of fun. I think our next podcast in 2 weeks is going to be about mythical creatures for like around Halloween. And I think I'm going to need Sean's help with that one. So he's going to have to get on here and help me create stuff for it.
Aim can join in with that.
Anya.
Aim.
Anya.
You're Irish. You got
okay, Ryan.
I'm Irish.
Correct? I think somebody needs my attention
here, and I'm thinking to yeah, I know a little bit about mythical creatures. I can try to type in and help you guys out if I can. It depends on what day it is, and it depends if I'm working.
Right. Congratulations.
You can always type it out for us.
Yeah, it's a temp job, but it's money coming in for now. And I need to cut this short for you guys. My little munchkin here is looking for my attention.
Mine too.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna end with the video that I made about Harry Potter. Thank you guys for coming and joining us. And again, I will probably run the rerun tomorrow on Facebook, and I'll put this video up on YouTube. And I believe we're doing this in 2 weeks, Friday at 8, and we will talk about mythical creatures, vampires, werewolves, and all that fun stuff.
Sounds good.
All right, so here's my video.